So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today we're going to be talking about the white collar workers in Starbucks. And Starbucks has really got a problem here. This is a little bit of clickbait, to be honest, because you'll understand why. There is an issue with respect to white collar workers at Starbucks, but it's sort of not what you think. So let's dig into it. Let's get right into it. This article is from Josh Idelson, and it notes that dozens of white collar workers at Starbucks have signed an open letter, upset that they're returning to the office, and also upset over union busting. So I want to be clear here. So this is dozens of white collar workers is the tagline from the article, right? Um, and so we'll get into that a little bit. The letter says, we love Starbucks, but these actions are fracturing trust in Starbucks leadership. Further, they said morale is at an all-time low, and the brand reputation and financial value of this publicly traded company are at risk, which, many people will argue that unions do not have and this isn't a union, but unions don't have a interest in the future of the company. But these folks that are collectivizing together, regardless of whether or not they can be unionized or not, note that the financial value is at risk, which is pretty awesome, and it's good. Uh, the white collar staffers wrote, we believe in Starbucks and we believe in its core values, and we call for a return to those values. Again, I think it's a very valuable statement. It put pressure on the incoming CEO because there is, massive organization there, and it could be a precursor to eventual unionization efforts. But we kind of have to talk about this. The the unionization. So one, managers can't unionize. They don't. They're not able to unionize. This 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 article notes that it says that the letter's organizers and signatories included some managers whose workplace advocacy comes with a particular risk. They're not eligible for unionization, and they have no rights under this law. As a result, their their involvement and the risk that's posed is actually not that high, and people should recognize that. Um, you know, companies are largely free to fire managers for complaining about worker conditions, but it still can be illegal if it the terminations are done to interfere with hourly employees' freedom to organize. And so as a result, it absolutely it's a little bit misleading to say that the unionization battle comes from white collar workers. It could. It's absolutely possible, and this letter is an example of unionization, but there's no real evidence outside of that. So I mean, I think it's really interesting. It's an interesting topic. I've mentioned this before, but if you look at all of the unionization across education lines, so from no high school at all to master's degrees, most areas have been declining in uh, organization. Most education levels have been declining in organization, but the one group that is increasing in unionization is people with master's degrees. Now, I speculate for the most part that is surrounding the nurses as well as teachers in sort of the post-COVID world, but it is something that is true and real that exists out there. It's a very interesting and interesting problem to have. What do you think about today's video? Please comment down below, like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.